Together Place Peer-Run Recovery Center in Bangor is accepting submissions for their Periscope writing contest. These original, unpublished works must be in English, can be of any genre, and up to maximum of 1,500 words. Over the years, the contest has given those who identify as mental health consumers and individuals with substance use disorder a way to showcase their creativity. It also aims to give individuals the opportunity to amplify their voices, breaking down stigma and inspiring others.
It's something that we do to not just celebrate the folks within our community, our membership, but really celebrating the vibrancy that is inherent in the recovery community in the state of Maine. I would encourage anyone who identifies as a mental health consumer or someone who is in recovery from substance use disorder to embrace your creative side, because we know you have it. We know every human being has incredible potential within them. We've seen stunning examples of it through past Periscope contests. So if for nothing else, send in your submissions to make me smile, to make our judges smile, to make us all very excited to read your work.
If you'd like to submit your writing, you can find the submission email address on our website.